great pleasure to welcome to What's Next Morné Kroukamp, who is the Field Product Marketing Manager at Dell Technologies, and then Brett Bygate, who is Dell Technologies Brand Executive at Pinnacle ICT. And it's a very important topic we're talking about, and it's about sustainability. It's about what do we do with all this packaging? Are we recycling properly? I think it's such a great topic, and especially seeing how much electronics we use every single day. So let me ask you first, Brett. I mean, e-waste is clearly the fastest growing waste stream in the world. I mean, I just look at the devices that we use and the amount of TVs and computers that we're buying every single day. How can responsible technology companies change this with this amount of e-waste?
Yeah, hi, Keith. Thank you. So I think we've got to look at it from multiple aspects. A lot of the guys aren't really focusing on electronic waste at the moment. When we talk about environmental issues, the guys are talking about technology taking over and assisting, giving us GPS coordinates and a lot of data to assist with climate change and things like that. But we don't look at what we're doing internally. And then to your point, it's all these computers that we're buying. If you look at the amounts of computers we're buying, it's kind of using it as a single serving type application. We're only going to use it once and then we throw it away. And I think from a corporate perspective, we've got to look at how we manage that whole life cycle management behind, when we receive the unit, how we reuse the unit, and if we don't reuse it in the environment, how are we going to be recycling the unit? And I think the only way from a technology perspective that we can do from corporate is to maybe partner with somebody like Dell Technologies and ensure that we're aligned. Collaboration is a big thing in this environment. And if we don't collaborate and we're each going to go in our own way, we're never going to get to those points that we need to get to.
No, absolutely fascinating. Now, Morné, I know that at Dell Technologies, for example, and I've attended the Dell Technologies World as well, and it's part of your mantra, right? That you guys are on the road to zero emissions. How are you going to do it? And I mean, why is this firstly important for Dell?
Yeah, thank you, Aki. I think it's really one of those problems that will only be solved if we put on our creative thinking caps and no compromise. I think a big part of our job involves finding new ways and really to minimize this waste as much as possible. When you look at the world electrical and electronic equipment, so they have an estimate that trash on e-waste has about 63 million tons worldwide that's ending up on landfills. And so when you put that in comparison, that's heavier than the Great Wall of China. And we have been long leaders in the e-waste industry since a decade ago. And so we've partnered with the likes of Goodwill, United Nations, really to see how we can minimize the impact on the e-waste footprint. And one of the things that we have done, we've said, look here, let's invest and see how we can reduce the greenhouse emissions on our own footprint. So in 2002, we have received our first environmental report, and we said, look here, how can we take it to the next level? And ultimately, what we're trying to achieve as Dell is to say, we want to put the technology to work. We want to drive innovations to help our customers, partners, and we look at the society transition to help there to get to a net zero future. And that's really what we're setting out to deliver.
Well, that's pretty impressive. I mean, I know you the one target that you have at Dell Technologies is to halve your operational emissions by, I think, 2030, if I'm not mistaken. How are you guys planning to do this?
Yes, Akita, thank you for that. So as part of our moonshot goals for 2030 is really about advancing sustainability through the moonshot goals. And we, by 2030, for every product that a customer buys, we will reuse or recycle an equivalent product. Now that is quite a big, I would say, goal that we want to look at and invest. So 100% of our packaging will be made from recycled or renewable material, and more than half of our product content will be made from recycled or material. One of the good things is we've already started with the journey with some of our packaging and our products. It has renewable and recycled materials now produced.
Yeah, I must say, I recently purchased two 27-inch Dell monitors, you know, those monsters, and I was looking through the packaging, and then I read on the packaging that everything on
Wow.
the packaging is recyclable, which is absolutely brilliant. So well done on that. Um, can you talk to us about those sustainable materials that are used in the Dell products? Because I know in the packaging traditionally you would get things like polystyrene and that sort of thing, and you guys avoid a lot of the stuff that takes a long time to biodegrade. So what has your focus been on the sustainable materials in your products, for example?
Well, first, Aki, thank you for using the Dell monitors. As you know, we are, from an IDC perspective, the number one monitor brand in country. And what you will know from the monitors that you use, we use about 85% of recycled plastics in that design. So the actual physical design is from recycled plastics, and that might be from ocean plastics, etc. Now, when you look at the latitude, I mean, this was the first range of product that were made with reclaimed carbon fiber and tree-based bioplastics using biomass from tree sap, etc., that we designed the device with. And when you go look at the Latitude 7430 device, you'll see that it has the option for a carbon fiber back cover. And this is some of the reclaimed fiber that we took out of the aerospace and automotive industry. One of the things that I believe that we did very well was the EcoLoop collection. What we've done, we've taken out the reclaimed materials and it's solution dye. And what we've done from a solution dyeing process, we've used 90% less wastewater. To put it into perspective, so every year, trillions of liters of water are used for fabric dyeing alone, and it's generating about 20% of the world's wastewater. And when we do the solution dyeing on our carry cases, our backpacks, we use 90% less wastewater, and we continuously working on to improve that.
Oh, that's very cool. I want to go back just a second to the packaging, because that completely fascinated me. You know, the one thing you see if you're driving down the street or you're driving past a complex, for example, is people that have, you know, unpacked a TV, and you just see boxes and you see polystyrene, and you look, where is that all going? It's going somewhere. Is it biodegradable? And the one thing that impressed me about the Dell packaging is the box and everything is biodegradable. Even that spongy stuff. Can you expand on that spongy stuff that's now replaced polystyrene? Is that also biodegradable? Is that also recycled stuff?
Aki, absolutely. And the one thing I can tell you is, and as a product manager, I open these devices on a daily basis, and it's just phenomenal to see all this renewable material being stacked up from a packaging point of view. So, as I said, this is part of our 2030 packaging moonshot goal. This year, we have introduced our first packaging made from 100% recyclable or renewable material, which is 100% recyclable as well. And I think because we've reached our moonshot goal so quickly, we have to go to the next one. But something you mentioned in terms of how does the packaging work? So, as you know, when you open a new device, the packaging, the power cord, and the paper documentation is normally in a plastic. So what we've just said, let's rather use paper alternatives that we can use for recyclable material. And when you look at it, the inner box of your shipping box that gets delivered to you, we've actually designed a sustainable sourced bamboo and sugarcane fiber-based pulp, really to design the inner laying. And then finally, what we've also said, let's start to look at moving away from plastic tape, because paper-based tape will be better suited to reduce the potential waste stream contamination. And normally what happens, if you use plastic tape, that can normally contaminate other, material within the packaging. So that's why we've moved to paper-based packaging in the inside. Yeah.
No, well done. I mean, for me, I love the ergonomics, and I love the thought process that goes behind packaging. It absolutely fascinates me. I know I need to get a life, but yeah, I just love it. And you know what the amazing thing is? I'm one of those guys that, you know, when you unpack something, you can never pack it the way it was before. So I always try and figure out how to do those kind of things. But you have all these fancy terminologies, and I was reading about, I think it was Concept Luna that you've recently announced. What is Concept Luna, and why does it matter?
So Concept Luna is still a concept, okay, but when you look at the still acceleration and adoption for a circular economy, this really fits into that whole life cycle of the circular economy. We're looking to rethink our designs and innovative ways to deliver a product to our customers and partners, and the way that they interact with them. So Project Luna is really a concept where we said we want to reduce estimated the carbon footprint by 50%. And there's quite a various ways that we can do it. So when you look at our assembly and disassembly line, it will normally take about 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours to assemble and disassemble a product. With something like Concept Luna, we can reduce it to 5 hours. Just think about at the factory what impact it has on the environment. When you look at batteries, I mean, Concept Luna bring about to say, let's look at advanced deep cycle battery that provides a longer charge. When you look at the industry today, you have a standard 1-year warranty on the battery as a standard on the industry. But the challenge is, so you have to replace that very much so often. And with Concept Luna having a deep cycle cell battery, will just give you a longer charge, and you don't have to either repair it or replace it so often. And that's really what Concept Luna is about, fitting into a circular economy where you reuse, you recycle all the old parts and use it in the new parts, and also the durability. Think about today, a product life cycle is between 3 and 5 years. But Concept Luna is going to say, look here, we can reuse recycle parts, and we can extend the life cycle of their product. To give you interesting some feedback on what we're doing, Aki. So we have the product carbon footprint today. So if a customer wants to know what's the footprint, for example, the Precision 3551, and we give the customer a view, when you use this product within your environment, that's it's equivalent to 10,000 trees or 1,400 kilometers driven in a car. And this is what Concept Luna will do. It will reduce the overall footprint within the customer's environment and socially, yeah.
Well, I mean, it also makes you more aware, right? And it's such a cool thing you just touched on now, because I guess that we all as consumers are using this technology, but we're sometimes not aware of the impact that it's having on the environment, right? And I must say that the packaging specifically has made me aware of what I'm using, how I'm using it, how it impacts the environment. And I guess what Dell is doing, it surely has a benefit on businesses that use your products, because they must be like me. They must be thinking twice about, is my technology that I'm using sustainable? Where is this cardboard going? How is this being recycled, right? Or I mean, surely businesses must be thinking the same way that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, if you look at it from a business perspective, absolutely. And the nice thing that Dell's also launching, and I don't know if it has been launched completely, is they're looking at multiple tier packaging as well. So, you know, when we're looking at bigger rollouts and things like that, you know, instead of having one box for every device, we can now with Dell actually put in 5 or 6 devices into one box, which then again goes back to that whole concept of looking and seeing what waste you can actually remove from the environment.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, to the point is it's awareness. You know, the more you see it, the more you get to know about it, and the more you actually want to be involved in it. And I think that's where the nice part about this thing is. I also probably need to get a life, but you know, when I go off and I unpack a box as well, when Dell changed from the plastic where your power cords were put into, you know, it's a single-use plastic. You'd open it up, you throw the plastic away, and you use a power cord. Now we moved that to paper environment, which is in a lot more biodegradable, a lot more friendly to the environment. And it just makes those little changes makes a lot of difference going down the line.
So Morné, you just wanted to add on to what Brett was saying there earlier.
Yes, and I think sustainability is one part of our 2030, 2050 goals. So we have the ESG strategy, which focus on the environmental, the social, and the corporate governance side. And the corporate governance side, that will be our ISO international certifications. And what we're saying is, we as Dell Technologies, we want to have an accelerated impact on the circular economy, driving innovation and investing in design, sustainable material, manufacturing, looking at concepts like Concept Luna. How do we using sustainable materials and services that's going to reduce the global waste and the environmental lower footprint on our planet and society? So, as you know, Aki, we are end-to-end solutions infrastructure company, and we don't only have sustainability products on our end-user computing, we also use it on our enterprise technology. For example, when you look at our PowerMax devices. So generation on generation, we've reduced the energy efficiency by 41% just on our PowerMax. And that makes a huge difference in a data center if you have a few of those devices. That really reduces the energy footprint. And as you know, with ESCOM in the country, load shedding, etc., it does help with energy cost savings from an ROI perspective. And for us, I mean, we as Dell Technologies, we want to be a leader and an industry enabler, how we redesign, how we reuse and recycle our end-to-end technology towards a better future. Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic. And even small things like the heat, if you reduce that energy efficiency by 40%, just imagine the heat that's, that you're saving and you're reducing, that's going up into the atmosphere. And I guess it's all the little things, you put them back into one thing, and then you realize you're starting to make a big difference to the environment. Well done, Dell, and well done to you, Pinnacle. And thank you very much to both of you, Morné Kroukamp, Field Product Marketing Manager, Dell Technologies, as well as Brett Bygate from Dell Technologies, Brand Executive at Pinnacle ICT. Gents, thank you so much. And as consumers, they make they're very aware of these kind of things, and you're seeing the trend globally when you're looking at companies that are doing something that's sustainable in the environment. Those are the customers, those are the consumers that support these kind of products. So well done, guys, and thank you very much for your time.